Hi guys, welcome to my next tutorial on Vroid. This one is going to be, as the title says, teaching you how to make fancier hair textures. This is specifically going to be cel shaded like I always do. But I will say that this one's going to be a little bit more difficult than my usual tutorials. Because it will require you to have some knowledge of shading in anime and stuff like that. I will be throwing up some I'll be throwing up some references for you all to see, but what exactly I'm talking about when it comes to cel shading in a 3D model. Bam, 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 for extra measure. So I will warn you that this one is a little bit more heavy on computers. It's not too bad, but I will say that there is a lot of text materials required. Alright, so we're gonna go in and we're going to make a new material. This is very important. It's the most important part of the tutorial. Is hit that button. Hit that plus button, make a new hair material. Alright, and it should be the default one. But we're gonna go in and we're going to make it the same color as the rest of the hair. But BK, why are we doing this? Why are we making it the exact same hair color? Well, you see, if my computer would be nice to me, you see, basically, we're going to make it so that we can't mess up any of the other hair strands. So each strand will be individual, theoretically. We're going and steal the shadow color, and we're going to draw directly onto the model. It's going to look really messy, but this is the easiest way for people like me and you who aren't completely knowledgeable about UV mapping. We use Vroid for a reason. That's why we don't use Blender or UDD or anything like that. We're dumb. I mean, I'm dumb. You're not dumb. I am, though. So we're gonna go in and sort of like clean it up while we're going with it. And Vroid will sometimes make little shadows and stuff like that, but it's an easy fix. You can just paint over it. But we're going to try to make it as clean as possible. I'm gonna go in and sort of shave it all off. It might take a few times, but it'll work out. So you can see it's kind of chipping away at the actual color that's showing up on the hair itself. And then just go in. This part is very individual for the hair. Mine are more bulky. I do recommend bulkier hair for when you're doing cel shaded, just because it's easier. And we're gonna go in and do the other hair, and don't be afraid to experiment. Vroid hair is very notoriously mean. So we're gonna go in and just shave that off as well, and try to make it look good. All right, that's not bad. Not bad at all. I'm going and shade that up a little bit more. And see, like, you can make mistakes and it won't necessarily show up on the thing itself. So you can be as messy as you want, just make sure that what you see is what you like. See? Already starting to look good. And it didn't affect any of the other hairs, just that single hair. Alright, this is what's going to kill your computer if it's not super nice like mine. See how it's a little, like, goopy on the sides, a little not perfect, doesn't look great. We can fix that. I moved my head. We can fix that by going to smoothness and don't go higher than like 40. Go to like 37 at max. Do not go higher because you're adding polygons to your model. And if you want to be on VR chat, you want as least amount you want the least amount of polygons as possible. I'm sorry, I can't talk while I'm working. My brain can only do so many things at once. Alright. So we're gonna go in and use this material for the other hair strands. Yeah. So theoretically, you would want to give each individual hair its own material. But again, this hurts Vroid. You have to go in and sort of force it. And let's kind of mess around, see what we can do. And as like I said earlier, it's not going to show up on the original one because of how we have our hair situated, which is nice. So if you can use like maybe 3 materials per like hair type, that's great. I wouldn't go higher than like 6, and that's pushing it. When I say 6, I mean like 6 per little folder on the side. Because then Vroid starts getting upset because you're adding a lot of material and stuff to it. You're gonna go in and just sort of mess around with your highlights and your width and your blah blah blah. And try to make it work. Just hope and pray. Yeah, see, I'm messing with my. Whoa! Messing with your width, your highlight, and your offset. Very, very important. And then you can, if it ever looks blocky, you can always go back and change that hair to like a smoothness of 35, 30 or something. I'm gonna duplicate the material again. So I want to only mess with this one. I'm gonna go in and add some top shading. And just make it look fancy. Just sort of add some color, chip it away. Maybe add an air vent. Do people call it air vents anymore? What do young people call it when their hair does that little loop thing? Are they called air vents still? Answer me in the comments, why don't you? I'm curious. I'm so old. I don't like that. Nope. So yeah, don't be afraid to experiment while you're working. Just kind of paint around with it. And just look at models that you like and sort of see if you can recreate it on your model. And don't be afraid to fuck up. I said a naughty word. Oops. Alright. See? Looks good. Already adds character. Alright, and we can go in and do this for every single hair. I'm going to go ahead and just fast forward that because I don't want this to be an 18-minute video. There we go. All done. And it looks great. Actually looks really good. Okay. So, in review, each basically like your big pieces need their own textures. You will draw directly onto the model to get your basic idea of how you want the shadows to look. Because UV mapping is hell, and we are in hell, in Vroid hell specifically. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video, whenever that might eventually come up. I don't know. I don't know what else to make videos on, because I don't like to make videos people already cover, because that's impolite, and I have standards. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye!